All right, Shalom. First off, we want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to our apostles and elders, the great millstone. And Shalom to the Akim out there preaching his word, truth, and sincerity. All right, so we back with another lesson, and we going into this article right here, as you can see off of Blacklisted News, and it's titled, "The Government is Funding Bird Flu Research That Could Kill Us All." And, this research, they do a lot of research like the CDC, they go into a lot of different, they have a lot of different things, basically all that set up to, like the article says, pretty much to kill the people. It's not going to help you.
Yeah, and if you look into the word CDC, it means Center of Disease Control. So pretty much they're not destroying diseases, they're controlling it, they're harboring it, they're preparing it to be released on you people. And they were just talking about that in the news. Everybody so-called made it through another flu season or whatever. And this season was horrible, and Jake's been going into that. All right, because you people immune system is already jacked up. All right, the food is horrible. It's as worse as it's ever been. The food actually makes you sick. Well, here it is. It's supposed to give you nutrients. All right, the food supposed to be your medicine, yet it's making you sick, and then the food that you people are eating is not even the proper food that's beneficial for your body. So pretty much, it's just adding on to weakening your immune system. So that you can be more susceptible to these diseases that Esau is gearing up to push out on you people. And this is just an article that's going into that, along with you retards to get the so-called flu shots, vaccinations. You're pretty much receiving it. What do you think Esau's injecting in you? All right, the disease itself. Okay.
Along with other things that stop your body from actually fighting against it.
That's right.
Because like when you inject it straight to the body, it goes right past all your your initial defenses that your body would have when you get something, and it goes directly into your blood. So then it's already jumping past your defense system, so to speak. And then along with doing that already, Esau puts things in there to stop your immune system from even fighting back from it.
Yep.
So that it could just go wild in your body. And by the time your body actually realizes something foreign, it's too late, so to speak.
That's right.
But we're going to read a little bit of this article and hit some precepts. So I'm going to start from the top where it says, in February, Science magazine revealed a troubling discovery. Last year, a U.S. government review panel decided to let the research resume. They actually want scientists to figure out how to make the avian flu more likely to kill us all, and what's more, they are not telling us why. Do they want a pandemic? Because this is how you get a pandemic. Anyone who reads a book like The Stand knows this is how you get a pandemic, and that's exactly what they plan to happen.
Yep.
Because a lot of these, I forgot where I read it at, I believe, or seen it in a different video or something on YouTube going into that, along with like the vaccines, because this is where they get the vaccines from, like putting shit from the CDC in there and all type of other stuff. But it was going into how with the measles, because that's like a problem that's been going on recently, like the measles popping back up and spreading. And they were saying pretty much where a lot of times where the pandemics happen, it'd be where people actually get, and that just shows you that that's causing the issue. You getting vaccinated is causing it to spread, because they putting it directly into you, and then you just go out into the public and you just spread it like that.
That's right. Yeah. Yep. You got it, bro.
And yeah, it says not only did the government approve the experiments, but they are also paying for them. Two research teams in Wisconsin and the Netherlands have been told by the Department of Health and Human Services that their work is eligible for research funding from the United States government. The Wisconsin group was notified in October, and the Dutch group in January. A spokesman for HHS said in an email. And I'm going to just jump down
Yeah, and pretty much, they're saying that what your government, who you can rely on, okay, who you trust in, who you listen to, they approve this, knowing the severe casualties and the pretty much the impact that it can make on you people, you know. So they're them knowingly doing that, uh, uh, um, pretty much they're with it. All right, they're letting you know that they already know the um the severity of this, yet they're still funding it, you know.
Yep. And it says, I'm gonna start where it says the lack of openness.
Mm.
It says the lack of openness is indefensible. Harvard University epidemi- ep, ep, epidemiologist epidemiologist
Okay.
Mark Lipsitch is one of the scientists who is not happy that with the government's decision after a deliberative process that cost 1 million for a consultant's external study and consumed countless weeks and months of time for many scientists. We are now being asked to trust a completely opaque process where the outcome is to permit the continuation of dangerous experiments.
See, so they're already acknowledging that this is very dangerous, okay, you know. Yet Esau is so much of the devil that he's still continuing on with it. Why is that? Because this is exactly what he wants to happen. You know, you got it, brother. Well, matter of fact, well, yeah, keep going, keep going. It's good.
I'm gonna just jump around because it's
Okay.
kind of long.
Yeah, yeah, just
It says, yeah, I'm just jumping to the end of that section where it says the lack of openness is disturbing and indefensible, said Richard H. Ebright, a molecular biologist at Rutgers. And it says this virus poses an extremely significant threat to humans. Back in 2012, Ebright told Scientific American that the deadly virus could pose a significant threat to humans. The primary risks are accidental release through accidental infection of a lab worker who then infects others, for which there are many precedents, and deliberate release by a disturbed or disgruntled lab worker, for which the 2001 U.S. anthrax mailings provide a precedent. Bioterrorism and biowarfare also are risks. And if you're wondering how likely a lab accident is, here's an article called A Brief Terrifying History of Viruses Escaping from Labs. Lipsitch and Inglesby outlined their concerns in an opinion piece for the Washington Post titled "The U.S. is Funding Dangerous Experiments It Doesn't Want You to Know About." Here are a few excerpts from that article. It says, amazingly, despite the potential public health consequences of such work, neither the approval nor the deliberations or judgments that supported it were announced publicly. The government confirmed them only when a reporter learned about them through non-official channels. This lack of transparency is unacceptable. Making decisions to approve potentially dangerous research in secret betrays the government's responsibility to inform and involve the public when approving endeavors, whether scientific or otherwise, that could put health and lives at risk.
Yep. So they don't go by their own laws. You know, they here it is. They make the laws and at the same time they break the laws because what they Esau feels that he is above the law. You know, all right. He feel like I don't have to tell you people anything. Hey, what you don't know won't hurt you yet. It's gonna kill you. You know. Yeah, I got this real fast.
Yeah.
This is Isaiah 10:1.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed."
Yeah, and this is actually something that Esau does, that he passes laws that you can do.
Yeah, it's on the
just like it's on the books.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the article is going into. They're literally funding these type of things, but they want to keep it. So like they want to keep it discreet. They don't want it to be out there mentioned to the public. And why is that? Because it's actually not good for the public. It's actually destroying you. And then everybody would be mad if you find out the whole time that these vaccinations and pandemics of different different diseases and stuff or viruses that pop up that they say is coincidence allegedly is something
Yeah.
that they actually created in a lab.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because really that's not no coincidence. Because you could look at history in itself, right? In all the old times, what did everybody get fucking vaccines in the ancient times or even in the Renaissance period
Mm-hmm.
before before it was a thing like getting a law that got put out there to get vaccinated were people getting vaccinated? No, and everybody were just fine, right? So why is it a big deal now? Because Esau's he trying to do experiments on the people and really he want to kill you, just testing out what it does to you. Because like I was going into with the video I did last week or so on the vaccines, it was mentioning that how basically it's all experiments. Those vaccines that they give to people it's basically them experimenting on you, seeing what it does to you, because it's not no long drawn out study on people the effects it has on you like years down the line or whatever. They just try to say in general it doesn't affect you, and then in the article I was going into, it also says that all the mishaps that happen from them, only 1% of all the bad shit that happened to people is actually reported, to the FDA. So everything that bad happens to people with like or to children, whoever get vaccinated, it doesn't even get reported. It doesn't go into their so-called their factual database or whatever they want to rely on when they tell you that it's good for you. So it's nothing but lies being set up by the so-called white man in order to keep that going, to keep the narrative going that you need this, all right, or that it's good for you. Just like he says, the bird flu, like it come out why is it spread every single year around the same time? Because the so-called white man puts it out there around the same time.
Yep.
Really, it ain't no goddamn set season for like a vaccine or not a vaccine, but flus or viruses to spread.
Mm-hmm.
That's really just because the so-called white man pushes it out there during those periods of times. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there's not no because it's every year is they like, oh, it's flu season. Why is it? How did that term even come up? Because you so-called white people created that. You make it happen every year around so-called flu season. You push it out there to make people get sick, and then so they'll come in, and then you actually make more people sick. The ones who get flu vaccines, they're sick, and the ones who don't get it, they don't even get sick. Yet they try to tell you they still want to push it on you.
Mm-hmm.
Yet this is all like the article is going into. This is all to really poison the people ultimately and kill you. It's just a slow way of doing it.
Yep. And I forgot. It was like a couple years ago. Pretty much that devil. Bill Gates. He was having like he was teaching a couple college students, and he was talking about population control.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And he just said different scenarios. Lord's will.
I
I
remember
remember.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, Lord's will. I can go look that up. Because a good video. He pretty much tells you straightforward, and he tells those students uh, um, different forms of population control. And then he said my personal favorite is vaccines. And then he went into it. All right, basically what we're talking about and what this article is talking about. All right, you can destroy more people because
Mm-hmm.
that's Esau's whole goal. All right, population control ultimately to destroy the majority of you people. All right. All right, since we're here in Babylon, chiefly you Babylonians here, all right, dealing with here, all right, and especially you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, you Israelites, you know, and that's the thing. Who's always going to see Doctor E, all right, taking prescriptions, okay, different vaccinations, all right, pretty much allowing this devil to experiment on you,
Mm-hmm.
you Israelites, you know. All right. So this is just further exposing Esau and showing why why the scriptures and why Yahweh Shema Shai called you Hebrew Edomites the devil.
Yeah.
All right. You know. Yeah. I had another one. This is Micah 2:1. Micah 2:1, it says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds."
Yeah, this is literally iniquity, man. And this is what they thought of doing upon their beds. All right, how can we, just like you was going into Bill Gates, how can we destroy people, but not like more secretive?
Yeah.
Because they already doing everything else with the food, the polluting the air. This is just another way of doing it.
And everything and all those things are not taking effect quick enough and not as powerful as they would hope for.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Even with the vaccines,
Mm-hmm.
it ain't. They keep pushing it, and it's not killing the people fast enough. It's just fucking your immune system up though.
Mm-hmm.
And what is it? Why is they're so fixated on vaccinating you so much? So then, like the article is going into, when that pandemic happens, everybody's immune system is through.
Mm.
So once, like, you can easily get sick, and then your immune system not gonna be able to fight back because you've been getting injected by the so-called white man, all right, every month in and month out.
Since you came out the womb, really.
Yeah, you staying up to date on all your vaccinations, you're through.
Yeah.
Trying to stay updated on vaccinations and shit from the so-called white man is literally killing you. You got mercury in it. All right, it literally has the virus in there. It got all type of shit in there.
Yeah.
And it's all geared towards destroying you. And then you wonder why people look the way they do now, and they try to say that the vaccines are more on point, this and that, since we're in the future now. It's not like the old vaccines or whatever. If anything, it just got more fucking chemicals and stuff in there that's going to kill you.
Exactly.
Because they just got more crafty in there with their wickedness and the iniquity that they doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Like this article going into their experimenting.
Mm-hmm.
So as they reach so-called new what do they like to call it?
Breakthroughs.
Yeah, new so-called breakthroughs and all that. They press it out into the public, okay, and see how it will react on you people, because you people are test dummies. Whether you want to go straight to the so-called hospital, all right, take your vaccinations, you sign up to be an actual test dummy, all right, or you just catch contact from a person that's already been given it. They want it, their thing is they want it to spread, you know.
And it shows you that about AIDS, how on the article I was going into with the vaccines, I didn't read that part of it, but like the article actually went into that about how the reason that AIDS spread in Africa, out there, is because Esau was out there experimenting. He literally put it in people, and then that's how it spread it, the pandemic. All right, and it literally got a movie on that.
Yeah, and what he tested a lot of Israelites with that, because a lot of Jakes are on the western part of Africa, okay, going back to the time when we fled, all right,
70 AD.
exactly. So he knows exactly who he's testing it on, and I believe he even tested syphilis on Jake.
Yeah, he tested a lot of stuff.
Yeah, abortions. What's that devil?
What he did to Gat, giving them the blankets.
Smallpox.
Yeah, just like you tested all type of shit on people, because you ain't never Gat, the Native Americans, they wasn't getting all type, like they didn't get no vaccinations and shit. They wasn't getting
no
sick.
diseases.
Exactly. So why is it nobody ever asked that question these days? Like, why are all these diseases spreading all of a sudden? That's how stupid you people are. You don't ever question, like, why do we gotta get vaccinated? Why is there so many diseases spreading? Why is it a problem now when back in the day it never was an issue? It never was a topic. Yet now it's something that's forcibly pressed on the people and constantly thrown in your face to make you feel like, I gotta go do this. Make you put that fear on you, really, to be like, oh, if you don't go get your child, or if you don't go get vaccinated, you're gonna catch it. That's propaganda.
Yeah, or your child can't go to school, or you get arrested.
Yep.
It's mandatory. All right, because people are waking up to it.
They'll take your kids from you.
Yep.
If you don't want to get your kids vaccinated. They will flag you, say like, oh, we gotta have the child services come check up on you because you don't want to let the so-called white man inject your child. Shit like that. Just because you have an opinion, you're thinking for yourself, not listening to what he tells you to do. And that's a red flag to the so-called white man.
Exactly. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand."
Yeah, and that's how you know that he's the wicked. than Job 9:24, because he's literally doing this just because he has the power to do so.
Yep.
You know, who's going to stop him? You know, the only one that can stop him is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and that's why his place got to be destroyed.
That's right.
Because if it wasn't for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he would literally just be going wild, man. Even more, it's like he is now, but nonstop till everybody's dead. You know, if America was to continue on, it would get to the point where literally everybody's dying, and that's where he wants it to be. You know, we was listening to the brother video earlier going into Georgia Guidestones. You want to lower the population down. It's many ways he's going about doing it. It's going to be with the mass murder, all right, pestilence, famine, all right.
Yep.
A lot of many ways that he plans on doing that, and this is just one of those ways.
War.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Yeah, like the brother said, this is one of those many ways. Okay. Yeah, I'll pull this out. This is Isaiah 32:6. It says, for the vile person will speak villainy,
Mm-hmm.
and his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy and to utter error against the Lord, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail.
Yeah, and his heart, it says, and his heart will work iniquity.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he works, you know. His mind will work iniquity. This is all he thinks about, how to destroy the people. Just like he was going into Bill Gates' population control. Why is it even a topic for population control? Because you so-called white people are in rulership, and you just want to destroy everything. You don't want life on the earth. You want death, you know, because that's all you're about. Your spirit in you isn't right, so you don't want life to continue on the world. You want death to continue. You want confusion to continue. All right, you want nothing but just straight chaos. That's what you're all about.
Yep. You want to destroy, because that's all you was programmed to do, was to destroy.
Mm-hmm.
You are the destroyer, and with that, you're even destroying your own selves. That's how much of a reprobate and a demon you are.
Yep.
It says the instruments also of the churl are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right.
Yeah, he deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor, and that's one of his wicked devices.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for the vaccines, along with the different stuff he created in labs, the viruses,
all those diseases.
Yeah, because it's easy for it to get out. You saying you got it contained in a lab? Who's to say that it don't? You just, you know, a news clip come out one day. Oh, somebody broke into the lab and it leaked out. We don't know where it went. Da da da.
Well, they have that in all those pandemic movies. You know, that's how it always happens.
Yep. Somebody that wanted to spread it. That worked there, because you have to work there to know how to get in and out, or you know, just a so-called white man just leaks it.
Exactly. But they clearly show you in the movies that he practices it, and he presses it out. You know, knowing the reaction that it's going to cause, knowing the damage that it's going to do.
Yep.
You know, so he's doing this purposely. Okay, and it's talking about the poor, talking about our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because what Esau, he wants his blessing, man. Okay, he knows that this is the end of his world. He knows that the time is short. All right, so what the ways that he has set up to destroy the people, and chiefly dealing with our people, it's not working quick enough or officially. So what, he has to up the antidote, so to speak. You know, he has to go harder. All right.
And how long has he been poisoning our people? Like literally forever. And that's why he gonna have to just come with that great wrath, because he's like, man, none of this is working. I tried to give you GMOs, poisoning your water, injecting you with poison, are literally doing everything in his power to destroy you, and our people still being resilient.
Yeah.
You know, that's why he gonna have to just come with that great wrath. Be like, man, none of this is working. I just gotta kill them. You know, because it's not, like you said, it's not fast enough. Yeah, people are dying from these things, but it's not at the rate that the so-called white man wants it to happen. He really wants to exterminate everybody. And that's why he's going to just, like you said, it's going to be a mass pandemic Cause he's tired of just doing it the slow way, just injecting you, making you sickly little by little. No, he wants you to just die, just die off.
That's right. Yeah, mass means death. All
Hmm.
right. So he wants the number to be manifold. All right. He wants millions upon billions to die, man.
Yep.
I have this right here. This is Habakkuk 2:4. It says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him,
Hmm.
but the just shall live by his faith."
Yeah, his soul isn't upright. That's why
Mm-hmm.
he's just doing everything in wickedness, pure wickedness. All right, destroying the earth and everything else. He doesn't. He never has a so-called positive mind that comes to him, thinking of how to help humanity or all that BS like some people try to say they want to do. No, he's thinking of ways to just destroy. That's his mentality. He wake up in the morning thinking of. He wakes up and goes to sleep thinking of ways to destroy. All right. He's not thinking of anything else. All right, here it is. Not like years ago when they had the 99% marching against the 1%. The 1% could literally save famine and everything else with all their trillions and billions of dollars they got. But what did the 1% do? They keep on putting more hell on you people. They're funding.
Mm-hmm.
They're funding shit like this that we read about in the article. The 1% are funding your destruction. Why? Because they're all Edomites, man. You
That's right.
so-called white people, and your spirit is not upright. They're not thinking of how to help you. All right. If that was the case, they would have been did it. They got all the riches. They're in power. They're in control. They could change the laws if they wanted to. Yet they're not going to do that because why? Their spirit isn't upright in them.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
it's like, and there's actual herbs that can heal you of any ailments,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not going to press that out. And that's why he's upset because a lot of people are waking up to the homeopathic way of aiding yourself, the natural way.
He calls it fake news.
Yeah.
That's why he got Facebook putting certain articles at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Google. Google's part of the same campaign, just like YouTube. When you try to search certain things, like you just said, natural remedies or the truth about something, it's hard to find information because all the real information they label as misinformation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, just like it says in Isaiah, like they call a good evil, evil good.
Yep.
Everything that's real information that can actually benefit you, there's like, no, that's disinformation. You try to if you got cancer, you try to fix it the natural way with herbs, you're gonna die from your cancer. You gotta just go here, get fucking zapped with chemo.
Yeah.
When you can actually just fix your diet, take the herbs, and that shit would be gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yet he doesn't push that on you because it's pushed that herbs bring life
Yeah.
when you're using the herbs. He want to zap you and kill you.
Yeah, because that would backfire on his whole plan,
Mm-hmm.
and he's actually making money off of killing you. So he would lose out on what? On money and the opportunity of killing you at the same time.
Yep.
You know,
Exactly.
it says, "But the just shall live by his faith." You know, because that's how we live. We live by our faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, like the scriptures say, um, in Psalms, I believe the 91st chapter, also goes into that in the book of Job.
Mm-hmm.
These plagues are not going to come nigh us. All right, because we have the angels of the Lord encamping around us. All right, we have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, and the Lord, and that's the only reason that we're still standing, that we're
Yep.
still well enough to do what we need to do. You know,
Mm-hmm.
to expose you, to prophesy against you. All right, and to endure everything that you throw up against us through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
Yep.
You know, verse 5, it says, "Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who
Mm-hmm.
enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death."
He's as death, man.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, that's not figuratively. It's literally. All
Yep.
right, because that's all he brings.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were just saying, you here it is. Literally anything any ailment that you have can be fixed with herbs and prayer, according to the
Yep.
scriptures.
That's right, man.
You know.
That's right.
And here it is. He tells you to do completely contrary to that. He don't want you to take no natural herbs, no natural remedies. He wants you to just go to him and get drugs, not herbs, not medicine. He wants you to get drugs inside of you, man.
Yep.
All right.
He'll give you he'll basically give you drugs that heavily addictive drugs that has, if you lucky, a small a small little tiny bit of remnant of the herb that you actually need
Mm-hmm.
to be using to actually heal you. All right, that's how much of the devil he is. And that, we was just on the phone with our auntie, and she was telling us about we were just telling her about a little bit of our diet because she was inquiring and she was interested, and then she was saying, well, I have to take certain
Medication.
medication. So how could that pretty much how could she uh, pretty much change her diet and at the same time take the medication? And we were telling her like you shouldn't even have to take any medication. You know, there's herbs to naturally cure that. Yet Esau's not going to tell you that
Mm-hmm.
because what he's not going to benefit from that. All right. Yet that's the type of that's exact those are the type of examples that are out there, and especially amongst our people. You know, being dependent on this devil, which the scriptures say, never trust thine enemy.
Yep.
You know, Esau is our chief enemy. All right, you can't look for Esau to heal you when his whole intention is to kill you, to tell you the truth when he speaks nothing but lies. All right, it says, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And that's what America do. Got
Mm-hmm.
everybody here and keep it for all people. But he got all people here, and he's destroying all people here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's as death,
That's right.
like Scripture says.
Yeah, that's right. You know, and that's why he's all over the world. All right, stirring up mischief, spreading
Mm-hmm.
plagues, bringing death. All right, tells you in Malachi the first chapter that he is the border of wickedness because wherever he at, wickedness is right there.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, I had a precept.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Yeah, and brothers shouldn't be going. Hey man, you have the knowledge. Okay, you have the body. You have brothers. Okay, you know you shouldn't be going to no goddamn
mm-hmm.
falsifier. Right? You know, because doctor needs to falsify.
It does.
You know, you shouldn't be going to Esau for nothing. All right. You know, hey, go to the brothers. Okay, we're in an information age. Everything is a Google, a YouTube video, or an inquiry away. Okay, you know, because this devil is trying to kill you, man. You might as well give him the knife and tell him to stab you right there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you got it, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna get second Esdras
Mm-hmm.
6 and 9. It says, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." He's literally the end of the world. He's destroying the world. You know, when
Well,
you look up the word "end," you know, I was on the etymology just checking it. It says it literally means to destroy. You know, because it says to end, finish, abolish, destroy, come to an end, die. He's literally destroying. He's destroying the world. He's the end of the world. He's destroying the world. All right, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow. If we're going to bring life back to the world. All right, the so-called white man, he's bringing death to the world. All right,
mm-hmm.
nothing but death. He's destroying it and destroying the people. When we're back in rulership and we're running everything through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, we're bringing life back to the world, man. All right, that's why we're coming back into rulership because the world is everybody in the world would die. That's why the scriptures say so in the Matthew's the
I got it right
24th
here.
chapter.
This is Saint Matthew 24 and 22, and really this is all Esau is just fulfilling the will of the heavenly Father on the left hand side, because the Lord wants you 2/3 to die, okay, to be destroyed, fulfill prophecy, and a great hey, the rest of you heathen nations, you Edomites, 2-time losers. If pretty much if you ain't elites, man, you gonna be destroyed. All right, if you ain't elites on the left hand side or on the right hand side, the elect, the 1/3, you know, those those predestined to be delivered, then you're going to be put to death, because as it says in what Isaiah, I believe the 66th chapter, the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the ways that the Lord is going to put you people to death. All right. You know, the Lord refers to Esau as what? His sword. This is St. Matthew 24 and 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
Yeah, so if Esau wasn't taken out, man, it would be no flesh to be saved.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it says in Second Esdras that he's the end of the world, because he's literally destroying everything in the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's the end of it. All right, and after him, what's going to happen? We're going to be back, bringing life back to the world. All right, because the world needs it bad. All right, it needs life back in the world to flourish, man. And it's nothing but just wickedness flourishing in this world. That's why death is just coming. All right, it's nothing but just death. It's like the scriptures say that the valley of the shadow of death.
Yeah.
All right, that's America. And why is it like that? Because you so-called white people aren't in rulership, and you're just as deaf, like we read in Habakkuk 2nd chapter. So that's why it says that you're the end, because that's all you do is bring the end of everybody, man. Just destroy everyone. So the moment you're born, you start dying, because you're here. You're in America. It's polluted. You know, it's destroying you with a sword destruction.
Yep. That's right.
If you ain't have nothing else, we could wrap up on that. Yeah, that's why like we gotta be. Hey, the days have to be shortened, man. Like you seen the article, Esau. That's just another thing that Esau is doing, along with all other manner of wickedness that he does every single day. And that's why we have to be, saved very soon, sooner than later, through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Because no flesh would be saved if this world was to continue on, all right, under the rulership of you so-called white people. And you're bringing nothing but death here, man. And the world is crying out for us to come back into rulership, all right? The people are mourning for us to be back in rulership, all right? Because the wicked is in rulership right now, all right? That's why when the righteous are back in rulership, we're going to bring life back into the world. Even though everybody's going to be under our subjection, it's going to be life being brought back forth to the world.
Well, it's going to be how it's supposed to be, man. You people, you heathen nations need to be in subjection. You need to be told what to do. You need to be ruled by the Israelites and by the law, statutes, and commandments of our power, Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. All right? You know, when you Edomites, hey man, you just need to be exterminated. Of course, after 1,000 years of you serving out captivity, you know, because you're useless.
Yep. We ain't gonna all die. You want everybody to die with you. You gonna die, nigga.
Yeah, you did your part pretty much. Like it says in Proverbs, the Lord created all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. So you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do, because the Lord wants to kill these people. All right. You know, yet once you finish your job, you're being taken right out, man. You know. All right. So yeah, man, that's what Esau is concocting in his little laboratory. That's what he's using all your so-called government funding money for. All right. On more different ways of putting you people to death, man. All right.
Yep. Okay, so with that, Lord willing, the lesson was edifying. We're going to give all praises again to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, the great millstone. And Shalom to all the Akim out there preaching his word in truth and sincerity.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Spirit, prison code.